It was a close one this morning. Um, I had some chores to do. I had all these pennies all over the desk from all the videos I do. I try to get cute and I separate them into piles. But then the piles just keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger on my desk. And then all of a sudden my desk looks even worse than I'm used to it looking. And I'm like, okay, I can't take it anymore, you know. So at that point, I'm like, okay, there comes points sometimes uh in a day where I can't do a video, or if I do it, it'll have to be in the afternoon or at night, and then the editing and the thumbnail, I'm like, oh, forget it. It's just a little bit too much for me. And this is one of the issues with being a YouTube content creator. And that is mainly because this stuff takes time, and you have to cut out. I mean, unless you don't do it daily, but let's say you did a hardcore one day, right? Like one day out of the week, you got a studio, and you're gonna do your video content. Maybe you have editors. You're gonna get a nice copper. You're gonna send it to your editors, and you pay them whatever you pay them, a few $100 for or whatever it is, 10-20 bucks per minute. Another copper, nice copper penny. And they do everything, and then they send it back to you. You review it and you post it. So if your channel is making that kind of money, well, that's great. If you're doing, and you could just do a one day, and who knows, if you're really fortunate enough, maybe you make some life changing money in one day. This channel does not make life changing money, and most likely will never make life changing money, which is okay. Man, tell me that doesn't look fat. Let me look at that under the loop. This guy has a lot of cosmetic issues. It would have to be a really nice double dye, like a very clear and obvious double dye for me to hold on to that. Once I start seeing damage on a coin, oh wow! So the B, man, the B has nice separation. So does the 7 on the tip. It's funny, bro. I was almost hoping that there wasn't anything good about it, because it becomes a conundrum. Do you keep? So let me get my pointer. So I said the B, right? Yeah, the B on the far left. Let me see if I shine towards the light. Maybe it's a little too close. The B has separation on the left here, and then the 7 on the tip. It looks like you can see a primary strike on the tip. There's a line that goes outside of the number. All right, whatever. I'll put it to the side and look at it again later. So, I would have to say, I would imagine that most most people who have channels on YouTube probably fall into my range. You know what I mean? Like I'm like middle class, you know? Um no, I shouldn't even say it. I would say most channels have have low low viewership. Most, right? Like you don't even see them, but there's people who are making videos and they have maybe a very niche audience. So yeah, those would probably be the majority. But then the second would be channels like mine, 10,000, 15, 20,000. There's a ton of them, the low ones, they're probably not even doing thumbnails, which is the majority of people. What YouTube was made for. The average Joe and Jane. That's what YouTube was made for, in my opinion, not for people to make a job out of it. I think that's what YouTube turned into, was that people started making so much money and they got serious viewership that they were able to capitalize on their success. And then you have the people in my category, who make, I don't know, like there's some people that they share their details and they're making 2 or 3,000 a month. I mean, if you're making 2 or 3,000 a month, and you're living within your means in 2025, if you're doing that on YouTube, man, God bless you. Me, I'm fiending just to get like I never cracked the $200 threshold. I think I'm going to soon, to be honest with you. I'm not gonna pretend. The channel has been shooting up lately, and we actually, between yesterday's video and today, we shot up like $10, and that's a ton. I mean, it could shoot back down $20, right? Then you, then you're before square one. So I'm talking about all this in case you're wondering, like, what the hell is this guy talking about, man? It's a penny channel. Why is he talking about you? Because I wasn't going to do a video today. I was going to. I had all these coins all over. The 1989. This is the last year that they punched the mint mark. That is a punched mint mark. Okay, it's the last year punch mint mark. It's the last year you can get a repunch mint mark, because they were not. It's funny, right? Doesn't it look like a little bit of a D right here, like a shadow D? It's not, but it just looks like it. My brain says that's a shadow D. So so that's why I'm talking about it. I'm going to talk a little bit about what the channel, some of my constraints are, some of the 69. I'm looking for floating roof. No floating roof on this one. Some of my constraints are challenges. And there's this for someone who's making $150 a month, right? It probably comes out to about 10 cents an hour, 20 cents an hour, something like that. And, if I'm lucky enough, like some of the coins that I find, I know, when I go to sell them, I'm going to make a few bucks. You know what I mean? And maybe if I get a few bucks, it's more like almost like an investment thing. You know how, oh wow, this one's looks quite. You can see it right away. It's way too high. Lincoln is way too high on this 2000. Way too high. How about the reverse? No, and no white AM. Would have been nice if it would have been a double die. It's way too high. I don't know what that means, but maybe it's worth giving a cleaning to, you know? Look at the Liberty. It looks kind of wide also. All right, well, we'll put it to the side. We'll see what's what. Um, you see the ridge ring. See how the ridge ring creates doubling, but it's mechanical, right? It's just because the die tilted when it struck. So it's a strike error, really, is what it is. But you know, it's common, very typical. Now, what I need to do is to add exercise into my daily routine, right? Like if I was as committed to exercise as I was to this channel, forget it. I'd be like Jack and Lane, you know. So, I mean, I'm trying to lose weight, which we're in April, and I'm still trying to lose the weight from the holiday. Maybe by the time the next holiday rolls around, I'll be the weight I want to be, and then I'll put it back on. No, I can't put it back on next year. If I got to lock myself in a room, my wife's family comes over and forget about it. They got all this good stuff. Forget my eyes start to spin around. You know what I mean? Start to go nuts. I see all this exotic food that I haven't seen in like 11 months, 12 months, a year. And then my taste buds explode. I'm like, whoa, you know, all this, forget about it. Like, great stuff. Yeah, of course, that has to do with self control, though, right? That's nobody's fault but my own. I got it. You know, big pig, big piggy, Mr. Piggy, Miss Piggy, Mr. Piggy. But as far as the channel goes, I have a pretty strict routine, and I mean, we got a lot of copper today. Not from one, two. We got over 10 copper here. Maybe 12, 13 copper. Another nice one. Not the reverse. You know, 16, no, 16, 13 copper is 26%. And that's more than the average, in my opinion. That's more than the average amount of copper uh, I, ex- I, I, I hope for. So even though we got a lot of copper here, we haven't found anything really interesting to talk about for my short videos. So we're gonna do another penny roll. There's no way um, that what I got there is gonna be sufficient. And the short videos really, I think I get most of my subscribers from short videos. Majority of them come from short videos. I would say about 60 to 65%. Oh, I have to. Oh, look at that S. Wow, that it looks so unique. I've never seen anything like that before. I mean, I've seen where the bottom, the edges are clipped off. What a beautiful line that is going straight through the middle. And there looks like there's spreading or some separation in some of the other letters in the model. But that S is really it's extra thick. It's really cool looking. And let me look at the reverse. Oh, a big hair wad. Maybe I'll clean it up later. I'm not gonna clean it up now. Pretty gross. Big hair wad or lint. Um, yeah, that's cool. That's really cool. I don't know if it's doubled or not, or look how thick they are. It's cool looking. So it's a process, you know. It's a process. It's a process, and it's definitely work. You know, there's a reason. I believe. Let me see. I mean, you could look this up if you want. You could fact check me because I really don't have I don't remember the facts, but I remember like over 10,000 subscribers was not a very large percentage of the YouTube, you know, of people on YouTube. It was like, if I remember, it was something like 10%, which is pretty high in my opinion. 10% of people on YouTube have um, channels with 10,000 or more. Let me look at that under the loop. It's probably just deteriorated dye, mechanical doubling. Yeah, it's all within. Well, geez, I tell you, the edge of that N is something. Let me look at the other. Maybe if I saw something on a different element, you know. Nah, forget it. Yeah, we got a lot of copper out of this. I think we got like 16 or 17. We got another one, and another one, and another one. So, yeah, I mean, in a sense, 1 out of 10. That's a lot, you know. But maybe it's less than that. That's a beautiful 68. Maybe it's less than that. You know, maybe it's 7% or. You know what? I'll just Google it real quick. Hold on, let me just Google it. I don't know. I'm not seeing it now. You know, they sometimes they change what information they put out there every whatever so often. There are 2 million channels with 10,000 to 199,000 subscribers. 520,000 channels with 100,000 to 999,000 subscribers, and only 59,000 channels with 1 million to 9 million subscribers. That's very low, obviously. And only 2,000 channels on all of YouTube have over 10 million. So that's crazy. As of, I guess, today. And Google is part of, I think, part of YouTube, right? They're owned by the same parent company or what have you. So I would imagine this is. So I'm within the 2 million people, and then there's less than a total 1 million more. There's only like another 600,000 total channels at. So there's only 2 million, and then you got to imagine how many everybody under has a channel, right? I mean, well, not really. You have to YouTube Studio and all that. I guess you don't have a channel unless you go through the steps. There's only 2 million people. So eventually I will get to the 100,000. I will get my plaque. The only question is when. Will it be hey, you know what? I'm gonna do one of these. These are the ones that they could be these could be searched through. I don't know. I don't know. The guy sent them to me, and yeah, they're all copper, and let's just go through them and see what's what. He never said who he was. I'm gonna go a little quicker through these because I'm ready. And if I see anything interesting, I'll put it to the side. So crimp roll. Paint. See, this one looks like it's all copper, Very dirty copper. You see the doubling in Liberty. I don't know if it's a double. It looks like it's probably mechanical doubling. I'm hoping just to find a couple interesting things in this role, just so I could do my short videos. Looks like there's a die clash. It's just very weak. See it right there in the neck. I'm on the reverse. I don't see anything. See, I won't even pay attention to that. It's too small. Damage. But I'm here, right? I showed up. I showed up to work. I had all these pennies on the side of the table, and I said, like right now, right after I do the short video, pennies are the ones that I'm talking about, right? Those are the ones I put to the side. Putting away the copper and zinc, I do that right away. Oh, we got a nice 2000. Yeah, I'm gonna even hold on to this. I'm gonna hold on, put that. 2 damage. See, but there was a zinc. See how the person mixed in zinc with it? So if I would have, even if I would have known that they're searched, then I would have put them to the side. They would have had zinc. So if I would have sold it for $1, let's say, and as an all copper penny, because it looks like it's all copper, right? And then the person's like, "Hey, man, you didn't put a zinc in here. It would have cost, and they paid $1 for it. Then it would cost me another $1 to mail them the penny that's missing. If I didn't check through it, I'm saying. So that's basically what we're doing now. See the spreading in the R and the U? What year is that? 67. The whole model has it, really. Let me check it out. Oh, that's pretty nice. Is it a first strike, second strike type deal? Or either it is a double die or it's not, you know what I mean? Or it's pretty cool looking. Or it's a what's that called? mechanical. You know, the die shifted and blurred the image a bit. You know, and that's so it's not a double die. But that one, you know, I'm not I'm not at that level. Look, oh, look how thick those letters are. That's really thick on the. Let me look at that. Yeah, this separation on the E and the B. How's the condition? Condition's not bad. This thing, the date too. Doubling on the 7. How about the reverse? All right. Yeah, you got some doubling on the 7. The B and E on the west side. All right. Yeah. So if anybody wants to send um wants to send you want to send a donation, you know, it's my PO box is listed in every single video. And if you put your name, then I'll know who you are. I don't understand the point of being anonymous, but if you want to be anonymous, be anonymous. I don't care. $1 million donation, $1 million anonymous donation would be awesome. Or even a $5 anonymous donation would be awesome. Not as awesome as a million, but you know, I'm not gonna look a gift horse in the mouth. You know what I'm saying? So right. So what do I do, right? Why does it matter? First of all, if you want to have a, most people, my understanding, right, except for those that stepped on, dung, you know, like not Mr. Beast, what's his name? The other guy, the original OG, PewDiePie. This guy makes a video of himself farting, and he gets 1 million views. And 1 million views, let me tell you, on a 10-minute fart, he's making 10, 20 grand on that. It's big cheese, man. Big money some of these people are making. Big. So he's right now he just does videos of him working out or with his family, right? Because he was single playing video games in the beginning, Minecraft. Now he's got a wife and all that. I'm subscribed. He doesn't put out as many videos, and he's making, forget about it. He's set up for life, man. He's set up for life. He'll be 80 years old and waking up, or 90 or 100 years old and putting his dentures in a whatever, a cup of Listerine, and he'll make $1 million off that. You know what I'm saying? But for everyone else, or most of us, you got to grind it out, man. You got to put out tons of material, and got to self promote and all of that, and do your own thumbnails. And I have some people with bigger channels, 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 subscribers. Some of them put more work into it than others, you know. or whatever, you know, whatever the thing is. My thing is this: I do a half hour to 1 hour video. I put to the side things that are interesting, hopefully things that are worth money. I put to the side the copper. Let me look at that under the loop. The copper and the zinc, I separate them. Then I separate it. I don't know about this. Interesting looking, though, I have to say. It is interesting. I don't know if it's a double die, though. Forget it. I separate the copper from the zinc. Then I separate the copper by condition. Then I do the short videos on everything that I put to the side that might have double dyes or something interesting on it. Then I do videos on that. Then I have to do my thumbnails. If I, depending on how many long format videos I got, you can see the spreading in the top of the T. Let me look at that on the. Oh, look at that! Nice. Look at the Liberty. Let me check that out. You know, I have to respond to the people who sent messages. Oh yeah, it's nice. Could be a double die. I think this is. I see the spreading towards the rim. I think that might be a double die. Check my emails. Respond to emails. Post the videos, titles, and all of that. Then I have to put away all the coins, right? And then the ones that are, you know, that I put in flips, I got to put the ones in flips and flips. It's a whole thing, man. It's a couple hours. Let's put it like this. It's a couple hours. My personal business, it's slow, it's slow. Will any of this change if my personal business, if the economy turns around? I don't know. I can't see. I mean, I can't see not having the time to do what I'm doing. You know what I mean? I just have to play less video games. I have to be a little bit more strict with my time, but that'll just be part of what I have to do if I want to continue making YouTube videos. If my personal business starts making whatever, more, requires more of my time. Not a double die. Then I'll just have to rearrange things and tighten the belt a little bit. That's all. I see the doubling there. I don't know. Let me look at that under the loop. I don't think that's a double die. Nah, it's deteriorated die. Deteriorated die is when the die deteriorates over time just from so much use, and it'll start changing the way the letters and numbers and images and stuff look. All right, so we have our 10 short video coins. We have a ton of copper to put to the side. Thank you. Thank you for, if you're still here at the end of the video, thank you very much. Thank you to the person who sent me. I think I know who it is, but for whatever reason, they didn't want acknowledgement of their generosity. And it's okay. I get it. One, two, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It will make this number 10. Has doubling on the tip of the N. I think it's just a mechanical doubling. And we'll end on this note. I don't see a primary and secondary strike there. I don't think so. I just think it is cool looking though. Maybe let me see if I can get a little closer. Maybe I'll do it as maybe this will be the thumbnail. You see the light takes away the contrast. Take a picture of that. You know, the question is the N on the top the primary strike and the N on the bottom? I don't think so, because if you follow the line of the O and E, anyway, that's part of the nonsense or the things to learn about. Please click like and subscribe. God bless. This is episode 480. I'll see you in episode 41.